Hey, welcome to another edition of what we call WMDJ Ball Hogs. You picked it, not us. As we asked last week on our show, name the show because we don't want to be too serious talking sports. You picked Ball Hogs. We liked it. We discussed it. A lot of different ones, a lot of different suggestions. Appreciate all of them. But we went with Ball Hogs from last week's suggestions. Having a good time here tonight. Only two of the Ball Hogs here in our Studio C here at the McKinney Broadcasting Building at WMDJ. I'm Jammin' Jamie hanging out with Byron Hall tonight. Josh McKinney's on assignment.
I thought we were just rooting him out because we're ball hogging it.
Right, we're ball hogging it. We're taking over. No room for Josh tonight. No. Actually, we replaced Josh with Billy Hamilton tonight. We'll explain that in a minute. But Josh is on assignment working at the high school. He does have a teaching job, you know.
I do too.
Yeah. See, he doesn't do any extracurricular stuff. So.
I do. I just make sure I schedule around this.
Oh, you throw a little stack at Josh.
I got to do something.
Hey, Josh.
He carries me during the games and stuff, so I got to do something right here.
Hey, Josh did a good job on the video yesterday.
I seen it. It looked great. It looked great.
If you didn't see that, if you just love high school football, maybe you didn't get to see the Floyd Central game the other night in person. He put together a really cool highlight video of that game. And not just because my voice is on it, because I'm really conceited and I really think it's really cool. But actually, he did a good job of putting the video together. Did an awesome job. He's working volleyball tonight at the high school, so we'll have him hopefully next Monday because it's Labor Day.
Right.
There shouldn't be anything going on, so we should have Josh back in Monday.
I think so.
Yeah. So we'll hog it until then. We're talking high school football. We'll look back at last week, which was officially week 1 of the high school football season. We'll look ahead to this week as well. Also, we'll talk some UK football. It's that time. Kentucky football kicks off on Saturday at Southern Miss. Really?
Well, you know, I'm always excited for the start of Kentucky football. And then about 3 games in, I'm ready for UK basketball.
Well, you know, and look at it like this, though. UK football has been better.
It has.
Last year, it ended better. I mean, most people thought that playing Louisville at the end of the year would be a Debbie Downer. You know, death sentence. You're going to play. I mean, look at they were vying for number 1.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, all at the first of the year, and the wheels came off at the end, and Kentucky peaked at the right time. So we kind of saw that, hey, play that last game of the year wasn't so bad after all, and we'll get to do that again this year too. And you start off at Southern Miss, Kentucky a 10.5-point favorite. But I got to tell you, Byron, did you see Mark Stoops' comments today?
I didn't see a lot of them, but I know this. Southern Miss is no slouch. They come into Commonwealth last year, beat you. Now you're going to their place. I mean, they're traditional, you know, their league, pretty good football team.
Now, Stoops today in his presser noted that they're going to play freshmen, like 6 different freshmen. And I have a beef with that. We'll talk about that. But now you mentioned last year, if you're on this team this year from last year's team, coaching staff or what, do you go in with that revenge factor, or do you say, forget it, let's just go down there and take care of business and not play the revenge card?
It's easy to do both, really. But what everybody will say is, you know what, it's a new season, it's a new year, we want to start the right way. And that is a lot of talk, a lot of coach talk. If you get the right players, they'll say that too. Mm-hmm. But in the back of their mind, they're like, this bunch beat us last year at home. Let's get them back.
It's human nature. You want to, if somebody smacked you around and then you get a chance to come back at them, you have that revenge factor going on. But in all honesty, you're using emotion. Right. And that emotion could get you beat on the football field, could get you embarrassed. Because let's just be honest with you. The talent level of Kentucky football way outranks Southern Miss. Let that talent, let what you've done from last year, build on that, get the win, shut the door, shut up Southern Miss, and never play them again. I mean, that would be my take.
I mean, that might be it, but, you know, I know, speaking from personal experience,
right?
You know,
because you had a lot of experience getting beat.
I mean, I've been beat. I've been on some bad ends of some beatings, both coaching and playing. And you know, when I knew that my team was good enough, and I always wanted to come back, and I wanted to beat that team, just to show them we're no joke.
Yeah, exactly. You take it serious. We're here, you know. and everything going on. Now, hey, look at there. Somebody said, hey to Byron. There you go. Already. We're watching our Facebook page, and again, we're working out some kinks. Last week you couldn't hear us too well. This week we're sounding pretty good. I want to thank Russ Hall and Bubby Chris for helping us down here tonight behind the camera. We actually have a budget for the show, if you can believe it. So, and it's working out. We have something free to give away. We have some microphones. We got some camera work. We got some things going on. So we're trying to progress and up the show a little bit from week to week and get better. Appreciate Russ and Chris hanging out with us here tonight at WMDJ as we continue to talk sports. And we are watching for your questions and comments. If you got any comments, any questions from the games that were played last week, things coming up, high school-wise, UK-wise, whatever it might be, we'll play around with you. We'll answer the questions. We'll do that sort of thing. We're here until 8 o'clock tonight, all right? So let's get right back to it. We'll dive into it. Last week's scores. We'll dive right into the games from last week, all right? We're not wasting any time here. But wait.
No.
Wait a minute. I didn't waste some time. Did you catch the McGregor fight with Mayweather? Did you see any of that?
Watched it all on Facebook the next day.
So you watched it the next day?
The next day.
Did they call it too early?
I don't think so.
Really?
I mean, you could say he was dead on his feet.
He didn't fall down.
No, but you could tell he had that dazed look. To me, he looked like he was dazed, and he wasn't defending himself.
Well, that's true. I mean, he did well early. He held his own early.
Yes.
Started wearing
five
out.
rounds.
Yeah.
He was probably winning the first 5 rounds. If he wasn't
give or
winning,
take.
It was close.
It was close.
It was close. But you could see them hands went from here down to here.
Yeah.
And Mayweather was just.
He's quick, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
I know I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but I was captivated by this because of the mismatch sports, putting them together. And I just couldn't get over the speed of Mayweather. I'm like, screw Apollo Creed. I mean, wham, I mean, it was, wow, it was quick.
It was. And
he spent most of the time doing this.
Yeah.
All the time. I mean, he
didn't make it to 50-0 by being stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't taking a hard shot.
No.
Either he's protecting himself or he is getting out of the way and being missed.
I thought he did pretty good. I mean, talking about McGregor,
yes.
To hold his own. He did throw some illegal stuff towards the end, but you're grasping for it.
It's hard to train your whole life one way and then just change it for one fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he done a good job staying within boxing range. Although you could tell he wanted to just grapple him and throw him to the ground and put him in an arm bar. He wanted to put him in some kind of arm bar or something. Yeah. But I was really impressed with him.
I thought he did all right. He wore down towards the end. I thought maybe they could have let it go just a little longer. I wanted to see him fall. I wanted to see blood and guts, But I didn't pay for it, so I don't know. But anyway. But outside of that, how was your sports week?
It's pretty good. I was telling you before I played some slow pitch softball this weekend. Actually went down to the Sandy Hook prison and played with a bunch of guys in the prison. We're doing like a prison ministry team.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it was probably one of the best times I've had doing some kind of sporting activity.
Good stuff.
So, I mean, it was well worth it to me.
All right. I had a good weekend, too. Watched the Reds lose 2 games. Watched the fight. Spent some time with the boy. Watching some sports. Can't beat that.
That's it.
And we saw some great football on Friday night. So now we will turn our attention to what we saw on the field on Friday night. First, though, scores around the area. How about Twin Valley and Jenkins? That's the first score we got from last week. 54-0 there. Twin Valley beat Jenkins. That was the John Brown Bowl during Jenkins days. I've been over for Jenkins days. It's a big deal over there.
It is a big deal.
It's a big deal over there. But the team, they need some work. Pretty young team. Twin Valley gets that win, 54-0. The Pike County Bowl, I want to save that for a little bit. That was some shocking numbers on the Pike County Bowl I'll tell you about in a minute. Our game, Floyd Central, 43, Betsy Lane, nothing. That was huge. I mean, I estimated, and I don't know, have you heard a number on how many people were there the other night?
A lot.
Well,
no, I haven't heard.
He's the best color guy. He's the best ball hog in the galaxy, folks.
I'll tell you what, I know that they took in roughly $6,000, I think, at the gate.
6,000 at the game.
That's a number I heard.
How much were the tickets? $5?
Five for adults, 3 for kids.
All right, so let's do the math. Let's say $4 and divided by 6,000. That's how many people, maybe?
A lot. I don't know. I mean,
I estimated like 7. I guessed. I thought maybe there might be 5,000 to 7,000 people there. I'm serious.
I think so. I mean,
because a lot of people didn't pay. I mean,
the whole Floyd,
and,
the whole Floyd Central side was filled.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't see an open seat from end to end. And you know what? Betsy Lane had a pretty good crowd too.
They had a good crowd. I've been to Pike County Bowls. I've been to state semifinals. That was comparable to a state semifinal game in terms of attendance, not the game itself.
Right.
But in terms of attendance, it felt like you were at a playoff game with that many people there, that big of a deal. People parked on Route 80 and rode up, buses and that sort of thing. Kudos to you for getting out and supporting the kids, and it made a difference too. Those kids seeing that crowd, seeing that kind of support, made a huge difference for them. First home game of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just an absolute beautiful setting up there to go along with.
Oh, wasn't it though?
It was. I mean, just the hills in the background, and then as the sun set, it felt like football weather. It did. A nice little chill, but I mean, it wasn't real cold. It felt like football to me.
Looking at the game, it got going with Dylan Cottle. He was the first guy to punch in a score about 4 yards out for a run. The offense was different than what we saw at Harlan, and we knew that was going to come. Coach Hager told us before the game, look, we're going to go no huddle. We're going to, quick snaps and things of that nature. And we saw that early on. Now, it needs some work. I mean, it's not anywhere near perfection. He would tell you that too. But, in terms of getting up on the line and getting going, it was okay. But now it probably needs to be picked up, the pace picked up just a little bit. That's just what I observed. Did you see the same thing I did?
I did. I mean, and like you said, the more they practice, the better that's going to get.
Exactly.
And that's all that is. It's just repetition. Continue getting comfortable with each other. Continue to learn the plays inside and out better, what different options you have with it. And that's just going to come. And, this coming week, you might see it be a little bit better.
But, and the depth factor was there, too, because you see Cotto go in. Cotto, and we'll get to all the individual standouts during the week, but Cotto the other night only ran for 50-plus yards the other night because you had other guys. You had Kobe Sloan going 70-plus yards. Now I have it in front of me here, 55 yards for Preston Crace, 54 for Dylan Cotto, 74 for Kobe Sloan, who scored a touchdown. Dalton Boyd, 18 yards, scored a touchdown. Chad Bates, late in the game, 30 yards on 4 carries. Solid stuff there for the sophomore. 24 for the backup quarterback, Brady Jones. You could see, I thought the backup guys ran the system maybe a little better than the varsity did.
I mean, that's very possible. Because they practice it every day too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that system might fit some of them guys a little bit better because they've got a few younger guys, more speed. Get it to them, let them go, and I think that makes it look a little bit better.
Only 2 pass attempts during the game from Dylan Cottle. Do you expect to see? I'm looking for maybe a short route passing game. We haven't seen that really yet. Saw the deep ball to Caleb Hager, which was fantastic, 49-yard strike, but not really a lot of short plays. I expect a little more play action, short plays worked in as a wrinkle into the system as we move along.
Well, I mean, who's to say they don't have it in the playbook? Nobody's
stopped work it in.
Nobody's stopped the running game yet. 2 teams they've played.
That's true.
They've ran all over.
So far, so good on the running game. It's worked for them. The wishbone against Harlan, and then a lot of work out of the pistol and the spread this past weekend. So we'll see if things change as it moves along. But hey, solid win offensively. Looked very well. You can't argue with 43 points. Playing well defensively, the team looked very good. I mean, this time a shutout.
Yeah.
And got in the backfield numerous times. Yeah. A lot of pressure on the quarterback, Bradley Woods of Betsy Lane. I was impressed with the edges, pressure off the edges from Floyd Central defense.
Yeah. I mean, that's the key thing that we've really seen the last 2 weeks with them is every time that somebody drops back to pass, there's a Floyd Central player in their face. And that, I mean, you can't complete a pass when somebody, I mean, you ain't got time to sit there and look your progressions over, and then you're worried about getting hit. Nobody wants to get hit.
No,
Take a loss.
Oh, no. Dustin Huff, 4 tackles, led the team along with Russell Gibson and Chad Bates. All had 4 tackles each. Huff had 3 solo tackles, had a sack as well.
He had that
during
early.
the ball game.
He had that sack early.
Yeah.
He had a couple big tackles like that last against the Harlan game as well.
And you say, well, not a lot of tackles, but actually, Betsy Lane didn't run a lot of offensive plays because once the game got into a running clock, the game gets cut in half.
Well, I mean, we talked about it on the air the other night. Floyd Central, about halfway through the second quarter, pulled all their regular guys.
Right.
And, I mean, that's why you only see 70 yards from Kobe Sloan, 50 yards running from Dylan Cottle, 4 tackles from Dustin Huff. It's because they were there making the plays, and then they got pulled out.
Got to tell you, in my years of following football, the last 10 years, really tough, I can tell you this. What you're seeing on the stat sheet, with so many kids getting involved for Floyd Central, not playing the minutes in the second half, dare I say, that's what you see from Belfry, year in and year out. And, hey, I'm not saying they're Belfry. I'm just saying they're being taught to play their system just like Belfry did. How do we know? Hager was at Belfry. I mean, but that's part of 3A football. You got to have some depth. You got to build it. Those, trust me, people who always say, well, if you don't stretch your starters out, we don't know if they're going to make it. These kids got all kinds of pent-up energy. You know all about it, being a teacher. They got all kinds of pent-up energy. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
They eat their Wheaties. They get there to play 4 quarters. Hold them back. Try to cut from injuries. We did have one injury the other night with Brady Kahn. Hope he gets better. That's a tough blow to Floyd Central, not having him to get him involved. We saw him on a jet sweep one time.
I think it twice, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe twice. Doing the end around and then went down with a collarbone injury, and hopefully he'll be back and ready to go at the end of the year, hopefully, or at least by basketball season.
Right. I mean, he's going to be missed with the football team just because, I mean, the size of him and the power he has. And, the couple times we've seen him run, he's a load to bring down. But, if it carries over into basketball season, that could hurt him to start off.
Now, I'll tell you this. Preston Crace, raw speed, we mentioned it on air. Man, this kid can fly. He is an impressive athlete.
I've seen him up close and personal on a basketball court, and I know what kind of speed he's got. And
he showed it the other night.
He is fast. I mean, he's probably one of the quicker individuals I've seen.
He was our Community Trust Bank player of the game the other night because he did it on both sides. And even though it was late in the game, he wasn't giving up. This is his time to play.
Well,
Get out there.
None of those boys gave up. They want to keep that shutout. They're prideful just like the I'd say varsity, But the second guys that came in and played a bunch of minutes, they got just as much pride and heart and want to play and impress. I mean, that's their time to impress somebody to move into that first string minutes.
Trace got an interception on Betsy Lane's final drive of the game. Stopped that, got the ball back, ran the 2-minute drill, come down and scored the touchdown, final score of the game, and Floyd Central gets the win. Let's talk Betsy Lane for a moment. Positives for Betsy Lane. Look, you ran into a buzzsaw, all right?
I did.
Ignore the game. Go back to the Sheldon Clark game. You were in that game. You're going to the fourth quarter with a lead, okay? Go back and see what happened in that game. You ran into a buzzsaw the other night. Home opener, so much going on. It just wasn't going to happen. They tried to gamble and get a score, and I applaud the effort from Coach McCoy. Let's gamble. Let's try to go to the air. Maybe something will happen. Maybe Light don't get in the bottle. We'll get back in the game. They go 3 and out, and then Floyd Central scores up by three touchdowns, and that was the end of the game. But you had to do something because you weren't going to stop them. You had to do something to get on the board.
Yeah. And, I mean, anything that Betsy Lane could have done to prolong their offense out there so they wouldn't have to turn around and play defense so quick again.
Yeah.
I mean.
Winded. And they had a lot of guys going both ways.
Yeah. And, we talked about that. That has been the advantage that we haven't seen on Beaver Creek. One whole squad going both ways maybe one or two here and there playing two ways. But, and that just comes into the depth factor again. What they're building.
Now, looking at some individual guys that stood out, Grant Orsburn, we know he's a great athlete.
Yes.
We've watched him on the basketball court. Good to see him playing football. Get him in the open field more. The Betsy Lane played spread. You knew that was going to happen with a small team. The more it seems like Woods and Orsburn have a good thing going on. They connected several times, pitch and catch. That's going to get better as the year goes along. Don't sell out on Betsy Lane. They're going to get a win or two as the season goes on. That's a good combination between Woods and Orsburn. And also Logan Lane in the backfield didn't have the big numbers he had like he had against Sheldon Clark. But again, nobody's had big numbers against Floyd Central yet. So let's just see how that plays out. Don't hang your head, Betsy Lane fans. It will get better as the season progresses upon the hill.
Yes, it will. Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing. Floyd Central, they're adjusting to the new coach. Betsy Lane's adjusting to the new coach. Maybe got some few new guys out that some of the players are adjusting to as well. So they're going to be all right, though. I mean, I know Betsy Lane, they always get better every sport I've seen them in. As the year goes along, those kids get better.
We actually invited Coach McCoy to be on the show tonight. Could not be here due to a prior engagement, but he said he will be here in 2 weeks. Okay. So we will have Coach McCoy on the show, not next week, but the week after. So, and maybe by then we'll have a few more games under our belt. He can tell us where they're at. Hopefully a win under their belt between now and then. So and they have East Carter coming up this Friday night before we'll get to the other games coming up. But again, a game that they could hang with East Carter and play well. But we'll talk with Coach McCoy here in Studio C. There we go. Get it right on camera. We'll have him in here coming up later on in the year. Other scores. We're recapping last Friday's week 1 of the high school football season. I'm Jamie Johnson, Byron Hall here tonight. We call it the WMDJ Ball Hogs here tonight. And, we're talking football, but we got Billy Hamilton here. And Billy is here because what we're doing with Billy is we're going to give him away to anybody who makes a comment on our Facebook page. If you make a comment on the comment section, and I know we're having some buffering issues is what we're understanding. We're trying to work that out in the background here. But if you leave a comment during the live show, you're eligible to win the Billy Hamilton bobblehead. So we're going to be working on that, hopefully so, and get our buffering situation worked.
It's technically still baseball season.
Oh, technically.
Technically.
So leave a comment, and we'll try to answer any questions, and we will do that, and you might win a bobblehead. All right. Other scores, real quick. We had Hazard over Harlan County, 17-6. That's a Class A school knocking off a Class 5A school. It is a normal Class A school in Hazard, so don't be surprised by that school.
Hazard's good.
Yeah, they're good. They're going to contend for a state title in Class Single A. Johnson Central, a 31-20 win over Cabell Charleston. That's Capital out of Charleston, West Virginia. That's a game. Last year, Capital got blown out by Johnson Central. This year, a little tighter, but the Golden Eagles hang on. They have so much down there to lean on in terms of experience.
I mean, they're defending state champs. I mean, why? If everybody they bring back has got experience, they've been in the biggest game they could be in for high school football and won. So you've got all that to lean on. And if I'm not mistaken, Johnson Central was up big to start. And then towards halftime, I think Capital made a run at them.
Right.
But, like I said, they've got experience. They held them off. They know how to win.
I would say Coach Matney was happy that they came back on him a little bit. Because, hey, it can't all be peaches and cream all the time. And you want to say, hey, the target is on your back.
Right.
You're the defending state champs in 4A. You're not fooling anybody this year. There's no hype. People know who you are. They know what you can do. They're going to come after you. And we saw that with Capital over the weekend. And it's just going to be that way all year long for Johnson Central. Got a lot of Johnson Central fans, friends who are fans of Johnson Central. I know they're excited about their season down there. Hope it continues to roll for you down in Johnson County. Other scores. Knott County Central. That was Josh's pick last week.
The turnaround team.
The turnaround team for 2017. And guess what? They get a 34-0 shutout win over Sheldon Clark. Not surprised at all by the score or the result whatsoever. Knox County rolling out to a great start right now.
I mean, they're kind of like Floyd Central is right now. 2 good wins to start the season.
Riding high.
Riding high.
Can't beat that. Lawrence County, a 55-14 win over Magoffin County. Also, North Laurel takes care of Prestonsburg. The Black Cats got a touchdown late, but it was no effect. 28-6, the final there. North Laurel, that game was scoreless at the end of the first, and then North Laurel started chipping away at the Black Cat defense and really wore them down towards the end of the game. Prestonsburg has some problems on offense. Understand they had a younger quarterback in, changed him out, put in the senior Bailey Sloan. They got to work out the kinks and find out who their skill guys are, who's going to be in what positions, and put some points on the board. Because they have a big line. They have some guys on defense. They have some big kids. It's the skill players that's got to come through.
Right. Somebody's got to take it upon themselves to step up there, whether it's being running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers. Somebody's going to have to step up and, separate themselves and say, I'm the playmaker. Somebody, you all can jump on my back, lean on me.
Yeah.
I'll take all the pressure, give it to the other guys.
Let me try it. Let me get a score.
Yeah.
They need that go-to guy. Hopefully somebody will step up for them. The Black Cats, they're not hiding from anybody on their schedule either. It just gets worse as you go. So a tough start for Prestonsburg, but a loss 28-6 last week. But again, just like we said with Betsy Lane, don't sell them out just yet. Paintsville gets a 37-0 win over Harlan at Harlan. That's an impressive win for Paintsville.
It is.
That's finding new offensive weapons this year.
Right. I mean, Paintsville is one of them teams like you talk about Hazard. They're always going to be, they're in the mix of it year in, year out. They're going to be all right. I mean, they've got impressive players. They've got an impressive team. And like you said, 37-0 on the road. I'll take that anytime.
Anytime, indeed. Other scores quickly. Perry Central over Breathitt County. We bring this one up because we're going to see Breathitt coming up on Friday night. 51-6, Perry Central with the spanking of Breathitt County. Whitley County gets a 41-13 win over Leslie County. And, of course, Leslie County, a team that Prestonsburg and Shelby Valley, Betsy Lane, and East Ridge have to run through if they're going to do anything in Class 2A. So we'll watch Leslie County scores as we move along during the year as well. Pike County Bowl scores down. We didn't talk about it a minute ago. Let's go back to it. First, Phelps 32, East Ridge 8. I think early on, because that game started at 6 and ended before anybody's games had ended across the eastern part of the state, that score had to get some folks' attention.
Yeah. It got my attention.
And we were watching it during the game. We had it on the roll in front of us, keeping up with what was going on there.
I mean, as soon as I seen it, I was like, I'd nudge you. I was like, look at this.
Yeah.
And that, to me is just David Jones, what a good job he's done.
Absolutely.
At that school, second year, those kids, they're starting to believe, I think. I think they're starting to believe in.
Hey, you get a win. You win a Pike County Bowl game, first time ever, 17 tries. If that can't make you believe, nothing else, baptism ain't going to make you believe. I mean, they got baptized the other night over there at Cam Stadium. That was a great win for their program and for Coach David Jones and some kids that have been involved in that program for a while. We've seen it with the Allen Centrals and South Floyds of the world, the smaller schools in our area over the past several seasons, playing kids year after year. And then they get to be juniors and seniors, and they start to produce. Their quarterback, Clevenger, it seems like he's played for 5 years to me, 5 or 6 years over there. I know he hasn't, but it seems that way. He had some good numbers. Also, Turnmeyer had some good numbers on the defensive side. They had some guys that stood out, and finally those guys are seniors. They're believing. They got David Jones, and he's making them believe. So, hey, they have nowhere to go but up, and as he said, we're trying to restore some pride in Hornetville football, and I applaud what they've been doing over there.
I mean, they have done, consider, like we talked about earlier, I think I mentioned it Friday night, if Phelps would have been eligible for playoffs last year, they would have been the third best team in their district.
Yeah.
So, that right there, last year you could see the difference that they were making, and now I think you're only going to see better things out of them.
Absolutely. And hopefully they'll just continue to move on and
Yes.
on. I think they're going to have, I haven't looked at their entire schedule. I don't have it in front of me here. But you know what? I can pull it up, though. We got time. Hey, we have no commercials here, so we can pull it up. I got to tell you, that is not going to be their last win. That's what I'm getting at. They have one, I'm going to say 2, 3, 4. They have 5, 6 at least 6 potential wins on their schedule. At least 6 potential games they can win on their schedule. And listen, prove me wrong and win 7 and 8. I'm serious. Don't listen to what I say. I want to see them do good. I'm going to watch them all year long. I hope they do. I've always wanted to root for the smaller schools every year in sports.
Well,
I hope they do well.
I mean, if this don't get your attention to start off, then nothing will with them, I think.
Yeah. Now, the other game the other night was Huntington High. We all sat here and picked Belfry in that game. Belfry and Huntington High. Friday night rolled around, and Josh walked in the press box at Floyd Central, and I looked at him and I said, I really want to change my pick to Huntington. Of course, you know, we were playing around last week with picks. I wasn't shocked that Huntington won. No. They're strong. Yeah. But I think some people were shocked at that score. You know, Belfry falling, first time at home since 2013, and the first time they've lost in the Pike County Bowl in 11 years. Back to 2005, the first year of Cam Stadium was the last time that Belfry couldn't win a game in the Pike County Bowl. That's big. I mean, that win for Huntington, listen, they got their Wheaties trophies for that game. They should have got more than what they got to leave out of there tonight.
You know, I talked to some people that attended that game and said for the first half, Belfry looked really good. Mm-hmm. And then second half, it just kind of, you know, middle of the road. But, you know, that my big question about Belfry was they lost so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you talking about they've got a system, and like you said, they haven't lost a game at Belfry since 2013, 11 straight years in the Pike County Bowl. But, you know, they also just graduated, 5 D1 linemen?
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention all these other so good players that are there. You know, they have a great tradition. And I'm not saying these guys can't be the same way, but these guys probably ain't logged the minutes that the Huntington team has.
Right. At least not together because you know they send out so many guys, different kids, you know, coming up and things. Don't sell out Belfry; they'll come back.
Oh, they're going to be fine.
I would say the coaching staff is happy that he got this loss early instead of later on in the year.
Right.
You know?
I mean,
but now you know they have a tough schedule too. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But Belfry, a lot of people are surprised by that score. Huntington 45, Belfry 34, falling in the Pike County Bowl on Friday night. Go to Saturday night, Pike County Bowl action. No surprise about Pike Central. 36-6 over Shelby Valley. Big numbers out of their offense. They run the ball over and over and over. There's no fooling when it comes to what they're going to do on their offensive scheme. It's Hess, it's Con, it's the entire crew. They're going to run the football all night long. That's what Eric Ratliff likes to do. And they run on to a win 36-6. And then Lexington Christian, 49-21 over Pikeville.
I took Pikeville in that game.
Well, I took LCA, but LCA is going to contend for a Class 2A title.
Right. I mean, it's Pike. I mean, I picked Pikeville just because, you know, it's Pike County Bowl. You know they don't want to win. I mean, don't want to lose in the Pike County Bowl. And they were coming off a pretty impressive win. So I was going to give, you know, LCA's got to make 2.5, 3-hour trip on a bus down the Mountain Parkway. And, you know, might have a little bus lag left. So
yeah, enough.
Take the home team.
They must have chartered. I guarantee they chartered. But, hey, Pikeville, though, falling 49-21 in that game the other night. And they have some questions to be asked as well. And I'll ask you this. First off, I mentioned Belfry's loss. Pikeville and Belfry losing in the Pike County Bowl in the same year hasn't happened since 2005.
I don't say it's ever happened.
It's happened. But now, hasn't happened since 2005. And you got to wonder, and I'll ask you this, are both schools in a down cycle right now? We mentioned this. Schools go up and down in cycles. You know, terms of talent and things of that nature. Is this a down cycle for one or both of the schools?
I think it's too early to call. One game for both. Well, I mean, Pikeville's played two. Impressive win against the bigger
Holy Cross,
the bigger school. And then, LCA talking about possible state contender for 2A.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it yet that they're on a down cycle, but there's always that potential. I think there's more of a chance for Belfry to be on a down cycle right now because of the loss.
Okay.
Because of the loss of players.
With that being said, which program bounces back first? Who are we going to see bounce back quicker? Because I think both teams will bounce back.
Right.
But
I think they'll both bounce back.
Who bounces back quicker, Belfry or Pikeville?
I think it's Belfry.
Belfry, I agree. But Belfry's got an easier schedule. Bryan Station, who is big in size but not in terms of wins. I think they won 4 wins last year. Newcath is always solid. They have them on the road. That's a challenging game, but I would still take Belfry in that contest. Right. Pikeville has an off week this week, and then they go to Paintsville. That's a rivalry game. That's going to be an issue.
That'll be a big game.
Huge game. That's an issue game. And then they face Belfry head-to-head, and then they play Hazard. I mean, the Panthers could be 1-4 going into October. Yeah. I mean, and the first district game is Hazard. They don't have the district tune-up anymore with Allen Central or South Floyd. They go right into it right with Hazard. That's a murderer's row schedule for Pikeville to have to deal with.
You talk about Prestonburg not doing themselves any favors. Pikeville has not done themselves any favors with scheduling either.
But now people don't want to play them. That's the thing now, and I got that firsthand. People don't want to play Pikeville, and that's what happens. If you're a winner, nobody wants to play. If you're not, hey, if you're a homecoming game, everybody's scheduling you.
Right. I mean, we ran into that at South Floyd with basketball. Mm-hmm. Once we started winning, fewer and fewer people wanted to play you. But that's all right, too. You want to. You can't get better if you don't challenge yourself.
No, not at all. So, you've got to play tougher teams. And, and they're not going to – Pikeville's not going to shy away from anybody. They're not going to play a confident schedule. Belfry's not going to do it either. Nobody's going to play them to play a conference schedule for that matter, even if they were down. And if one of those teams – and we've seen it for years – if one of those programs goes down, they make quick adjustments. Pikeville sometimes in terms of a coach. Right. But Belfry's always had Haywood forever. Right. And they won't make a change there by any means, but they'll make some kind of shift in terms of who's doing what, in different skill positions. They'll change things out during the year. They'll throw the bathwater out, baby, and they won't let it fall to pieces.
No, they won't. Yeah. And like we said, tradition-rich power programs. And, because they are willing to make the changes here and there is why they are consistently so good. Yeah,
and willing to take a risk.
Yeah.
Play it, take a kid, put him at quarterback. Yeah. Wasn't there, tried it out. Talked to Coach Mack last week at Pikeville. They were talking about somebody's got to back up Blair. They're the new quarterback. They need another guy to work as a backup. They're looking at different kids.
Right. They're
constantly looking for who works best at skill positions, different places, because injuries happen and losing happens. Yeah. Nerves happen. Sickness happens. You got to be prepared.
Yes.
For anything that can come at you.
That's why you always come up with a plan A, B, C, and a D.
Which was our plan tonight. No Josh, no coach, Billy Hamilton.
There you go, Billy.
Yeah. Billy Hamilton. Again, if you make a post, a comment on our page, we've had some up here. And again, I know the buffering's not working out too well. We'll try and get that fixed. We're doing the best we can. But if you leave a comment or something in the next 20 minutes pertaining to anything besides buffering, we'll give you a chance at winning Billy Hamilton's bobblehead. All right, so we got that coming up. How about some individual standouts real quick from last week? We'll look over the guys who stood out on the stat sheet. Let's roll through those. Riley Priest, sophomore quarterback from Johnson Central. 5 of 9 passing, 97 yards and a touchdown. Solid numbers on the high school level there. Blake Gamble, senior running back from Johnson Central. 25 carries, 108 yards, 2 scores. Big win for Johnson Central over Capital, as we mentioned. Floyd Central, Kobe Sloan, senior running back. 6 carries, 74 yards, and a score. Talked about him. Showed a lot of speed in that game.
Yeah.
More than what we saw in the Harlan game.
Well, nobody could really show any speed in that
In the
Harlan
mud.
game. I mean, I think I could have went out there and been almost as fast as some of them.
Oh, yeah. But
I mean, the mud is the great equalizer for speed.
It was indeed. But Kobe Sloan, he's on our list for the HUTCH Chevrolet Player of the Week nominees. So, Kobe Sloan, you made the honor roll here tonight. Also for Floyd Central, Dylan Cottle, combined for 106 yards of total offense, 1 rushing touchdown, and then the pass for 49 yards for a score with Caleb Hager. Dylan also made the list this week. Noah West, junior quarterback from Lawrence County. Lawrence County got a huge win over Magoffin. 12 carries, 135 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he was 3 for 3 passing for 98 yards in the score.
It's a pretty good night.
Solid night. Solid night.
That
Noah West.
Really, by numbers, he was the whole package.
And
I mean, was there much offense outside of it?
no, not a whole lot.
Exactly.
He carried everything. He
Exactly.
He drove it and did it all the other night for Lawrence County. Zach Roberts for Pikeville, last week's Player of the Week. This week, 15 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Belfry, a couple of standouts. Avery Browning, junior quarterback, 15 carries, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derek Wellman, senior running back. You'll hear his name all year long. Wellman, 23 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Again, solid numbers, tough opponent. Derek Wellman, Avery Browning making the list for HUTCH Player of the Week. However, we can only choose one. And our choice this week is a senior from Pike County Central High School, watched him for years, had a great Pike County Bowl win over Shelby Valley. Talking about Seth Kahn. 17 carries, 164 yards, 2 scores. Also had a 72-yard run during the game, and then had a 65-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Those are solid numbers. So,
Yeah.
Hey, big numbers for Seth Kahn, the quarterback from Pike Central. He is our HUTCH Chevrolet Player of the Week. We will visit Seth at Pike Central on Wednesday and hand out the hardware with him. And thanks to the gang at HUTCH Chevrolet, Earl and Todd Justice, the Hutchinsons, and everyone at HUTCH Chevrolet for continuing to support this program. We've done it for years, and I appreciate them continuing to support athletics here in our area. And we'll go and visit Pike County Central and hand out the Schmedium T-shirt and the hardware to Seth Kahn on Wednesday.
There we go. Congratulations, Seth.
We'll get to see Seth in a few weeks
Yeah, we will.
up
We'll
on the mountain.
We'll get to see some of them Belfry guys, too.
You're looking ahead. See, Floyd Central wins 2 games. Everybody's looking at Belfry. Boys, you got Breathitt County.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, you mentioned we're going to see Pike Central.
Well,
Why can't-
yeah, I didn't go that far ahead.
Well,
You're all the way to Belfry. That's the end of, oh, my gosh.
well, that's the last home game. Why not get ready for it?
Hey, people will show up.
People gonna
I
show
want
up.
to know, will you see that crowd the next time? Because you have Leancamp's the next home game. Then you have Prestonsburg.
You'll definitely see that Prestonburg.
You'll see that game. And then you go into the district games. You know, there's Pike Central and then there's Belfry. Those are huge district games, your only home district games.
Yeah.
Against arguably the 2 best teams in the district.
Well, I mean, if you split those games, I mean, I think they've got a legitimate shot. If they win one of the 2, they've got a legitimate shot to have a home playoff game.
Hey,
To me, I think if they can win one of those 2 games, either Pike Central or Belfry, Pike Central, I'm sorry. I said Pike Central or Belfry, then I think they've got a chance to be the 1 or 2 seed and host a playoff game.
they're going to fight for it. Yeah, you got to beat one of those 2.
Yeah.
I'm with you. You beat one of those 2, you're going to be either 1 or 2
Yeah.
in the district. It's going to happen. I mean, football is pretty predictable, but that's something I think we can be pretty safe
Yeah.
with. You beat one of those 2, you feel real good about where you stand out.
Yes, you do.
If you're a Floyd County, it's Floyd Central. It's not Floyd County Central. It's Floyd Central. I heard somebody in media call it Floyd County Central the other night.
Well, it
Says it on the building.
I guess it's kind of like Harlan Independent and Harlan County.
Well, yeah.
They
Hey,
want a lot of.
we do want to remind you, you can pick up your magnet schedules. There are a few of those left out there. Floyd Central fans, pick up your schedule for the year. Magnetic football schedule at Howard Family Pharmacy, Martin and McDowell IGA. Also, Parkview Pharmacy, you can pick those up there. Also, Betsy Lane, I believe all those at the school are gone. what I understand. So folks got them. They appreciate that. Prestonsburg, you can still pick yours up at Charlie's Philly Steak, and also Crider's Barbershop has some magnets left for Prestonsburg football schedules. Go by and pick those up. They look really snazzy. They'll go on your refrigerator or wherever you have to put. Don't put them on your computer; it'll mess with your hard drive. Hey, it's put on the
They
refrigerator.
are. I've got one at home, and the boy loves them.
It's
So,
well, yeah. Of course he's gonna love
I mean, he likes,
because he can mess with it.
he can mess with it. He keeps asking me, why won't this peel off? I'm like, it don't peel off.
Don't. Hey, see, it's child proof. All right, it's a free magnet schedule that is Bubbo and Bryson proof.
No, I didn't say it was Bryson proof.
Well, it's Bubbo proof. We'll test it out on Bryson. We'll test it out. If it's Bryson proof, he can withstand a nuclear war. All right, he can withstand Korea. All right, so we can handle that. You can Jong Un give bomb his schedule. All right, hey, we're getting some comments. Misty Jenkins says this kid Skip. We're like Skip and Shannon. Have you seen that show
I don't
on
think I have.
FS1?
No, yes, I have.
Yeah,
Skip Bayless and Shannon.
I don't want to be Skip Bayless. I can't. Handle
I'll be Skip. I don't care.
You be Skip. I can't do it.
All right.
I can't do it. I'll be Shannon.
He's always right, ain't he?
He thinks he's always right.
Oh, there we go.
So
Me and him fit in great then.
well, I don't know. I think it probably fixed me more than you. Anyway.
Maybe.
Misty's on the front. Misty and let's see who else we got. You make a comment, you got a chance to win this Billy Hamilton bobblehead. All right, so or I'll keep it in my office. All right, so until next week. Kennedy Blevins, she's got a chance to win it too. So get on there. All right, so if you want to win our bobblehead, make a comment. You could be the winner. We'll pick a random number winner coming up in a little bit. All right, some games coming up this week. We'll make some predictions as our showtime is winding down. We will be the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. We will go on the road to the Honey Bowl. That is Breathitt County. Breathitt County hosting Floyd Central. We'll have that game for you on our web stream, WMDJFM.com. For those of you who went to the game the other night and didn't listen to the stream because you were at home and went to the game, we'll tell you that we have the bugs worked out of that one. So there's no buzz. There's nothing like that. Easily to access. I had some folks ask me, how do I get on there? If you have a smartphone, you can pull up. If you have an iPhone, a Samsung phone, from Appalachian Wireless or such, you can pull up our website just on your browser and hit play, and it'll play the game.
Yes,
okay?
I've done that many times.
Yeah, just pull the website up, WMDJFM.com, push the play button, or click listen live. Either way, it will play the game for you. There's also the computer. You can do that too. WMDJFM.com. Go there. Same thing. Same principle on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, or even on the TuneIn app. Some folks listen on the TuneIn app. I actually have that too. You click on download that to your phone and listen that way. So we expect big numbers. If you can't make it to Breathitt County, we'll go down there for the game. So we'll have it on our web stream.
We'll be there for you.
Yes, we'll be there for you. And we'll take equipment.
Yeah.
That's a joke that only Tommy Dingus and I would get.
Oh, well.
We went to Breathitt County one time with no equipment.
Ouch.
Well, I thought I packed it.
Ouch.
And I did.
That's a rough one.
It was a rough one, but thank God the Radio Shack was still in business. And we got on with Radio Shack.
Was there a Radio Shack over there?
There was back then, not now. So I got to make sure we're back before we go.
All
So
right.
that's a true story. Tommy can attest to that. He went to Radio Shack twice
Ooh,
to make sure we got what we needed to get on the air.
man.
That happened a long time ago. But we'll have it for you. And I don't like going to Breathitt County. No offense to Breathitt County, but oh my God.
Bad experience.
But we're going to go because we're going to see if Floyd Central can hang on to their perfect record. We'll have that game for you. Our Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, Floyd Central at Breathitt County on our web stream, WMDJFM.com. So you're going to argue me how to get there?
I know how to get there.
How are we going to go? Because you want to argue? You argued how we're going to drive to Harlan.
You go up to 80 and hit 15.
See, I would have done Mountain Parkway, went south. Which way's quicker?
About the same.
We'll map quest it and figure it out. Unless somebody wants to educate us
Look,
both
look,
and
look,
tell us
buddy.
who's quicker.
I went to Alice Lloyd. That's all, anything.
That's why
going-
you're thinking that way.
And that's the way I always went. If I went right now, I'd hit 680, go on 80 towards Hazard.
Well,
and
what's
then-
our food choices between Prestonsburg and Hazard? Fast food choices.
a lot better going towards Hazard than going down the Parkway.
That may determine where we go.
Hey, I do know.
Again, we are the Ball Hogs.
I do.
For a reason.
I do know that there is a Wendy's right across the bridge from Breathitt County.
Oh, yeah, I've hit that Wendy's several times.
We've been over there.
Yeah.
There's a Hardee's over there, too. We ate that after basketball tournament. After a basketball game.
That's after. We'll be there, though. Breathitt County and Floyd Central, our Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week on WMDJFM.com. Other games. East Carter, they are 2-0. East Carter, the Raiders of East Carter have won 3 games the past 3 seasons.
Wow.
Betsy Lane scheduled them thinking this could be a confidence game. Lo and behold, they're going to roll in 2-0. So they think this is a confidence game for them. So this will be a tough game for Betsy Lane. They're hosting East Carter. Who's going to get this game? Prediction.
At Betsy Lane.
At Betsy Lane.
Man.
We've seen, and we haven't seen Betsy Lane at their best.
That's it.
So,
I can't.
And we've not seen East Carter at all.
That's right.
But they are 2-0.
You know what? I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go Betsy Lane.
They're going Betsy
I got
Lane.
faith in them.
They're going
Don't
Betsy
let me
Lane.
down, Betsy Lane.
All right. So I'm going to go. I'm going to be realist. I'm going to go East Carter.
Be a realist.
You be the homer. I'll be the realist.
I'm the homer of the group. All right. Obviously, I'm the homer.
Belfry is 0-1 for the first time since 2010.
Belfry. I ain't even got to look. You ain't got to tell me.
Bryan Station. They were
Belfry.
4-7 last year.
I'm taking Belfry.
I'm taking Belfry. Belfry bounces back on the road at Bryan Station. Magoffin County and East Ridge. This game is at East Ridge. East Ridge losing to Phelps in an emotional game. Magoffin County is 0-2, looking to strike. Who you got?
Magoffin.
I think I'm going to go Magoffin, too. I think Magoffin has some individual guys that can stand out. Their quarterback, we saw his numbers, I think, a week ago.
Yeah.
Looked pretty good. I'm going to lean on Magoffin County to get a win on the road. We'll see how that works out for them. Letcher Central 0-2 at Hazard.
Hazard.
There you go. Hazard. Johnson Central at Henry Clay.
Johnson Central.
Henry Clay won 3 games last year.
Johnson Central.
Johnson Central. Yeah. We'll go with the gold and black.
Pick the big boys.
Morgan County is at Jenkins. I'm going to go Morgan County on that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Williamsburg is at Leslie County.
Leslie County.
That's a tough game.
It is. It's going to be a good game.
I'm going to lean Leslie.
I am too.
I'll lean Leslie on that game.
Let me tell you what. You got to come up that Daniel Boone Parkway. I know it's the Hal Rogers now, but
Yeah.
I will forever call it Daniel Boone.
Yeah, forever.
They got to come up that way and cross the Tim Couch Pass.
The tip guy. Hey, that's so cool.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
The first time I ever went over there, and I was like, that is awesome.
And everybody in town's kin to him. Everybody in town knows him.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So,
Hurricane West Virginia is at 2-0 Paintsville. Who you got?
whew.
I know nothing about Hurricane.
I don't either. So let's go Paintsville.
We'll go Paintsville. I know Paintsville's at home for the first time. It'll be a home opener.
That's
I'm going to go Paintsville.
That'd be a big crowd.
Be a good crowd indeed. Knott County Central is at Perry Central.
Not Central.
Patties. Going
Not
with the
Central.
Patties on this.
All the way.
Bell County is at Pike County Central. And folks, if you want to watch a score, this is a score to watch coming up on Friday night, because this was a game last year that Pike Central dropped down at Bell County. This year, Bell County makes a trip up here. Pike Central, you're healthy. You got your guys in. You feel like this is your year to challenge somebody and maybe win your district. This is a game you look at from last year as a litmus test to see where you are.
We're talking about one of them revenge games.
And now Dudley Hilton is back at Bell County for his third stint there, and he's back to change the fortune at Bell County football because he can't stand it when they're losing. So he's back there again for a third time. As he's coming to Pikeville where he used to coach U Pike, he is not going to be embarrassed in a semi-homecoming game for him.
But how many people in Pikeville are really happy with him that he left you?
I don't think they care.
Yeah, that might be true. I'm going to go Pike Central.
I'm going to go Pike Central, too. I think Pike Central, I think this is a game for their fans to look and say, yeah, we need this game. We need this win. You're going to get it. I'm going to say Pike Central.
Could Pike Central possibly say, we've arrived if they win this game?
I think they can feel better about where they're at. I think if they fall in this game, they go back and reevaluate some things and get ready for the weeks ahead. But if you get this game, you're feeling pretty good about yourself
Right.
going into the last long weekend of summer. Lawrence County at Prestonsburg, another game to watch.
That'll be an
score
interesting
wise.
game. That'll be an interesting game, I think.
I up and down, very interesting. Right now, I'm leaning Lawrence in this game. I'm leaning Lawrence.
You know, just based on, Prestonsburg inability to score, I'm going to go with Lawrence County.
Yeah, if they can work out, if the Blackcats can work out some wrinkles. Here's the thing: Lawrence County is really a one-dimensional team.
Right.
So if they can slow down their quarterback, slow down the running game, they're going to be in this game.
I mean, like we said, if somebody steps up for Prestonsburg as their guy on offense, then they've got a chance.
Mhm.
But if that don't happen, I mean, I think Lawrence County, takes care of business.
Ridgeview, Clintwood, that's Ridgeview, Virginia, at Shelby Valley. I want to probably just go with Shelby Valley on this
Might
and
as
see
well.
what they do. Phelps is at Sheldon Clark. Phelps gets the win.
I agree. I'm with you.
I'm going Phelps in that game. That's the schedule this week. Phelps, Sheldon Clark, Ridgeview at Shelby Valley, Lawrence County at Prestonsburg, Bell County at Pike Central, Knott Central at Perry Central, Hurricane West Virginia at Painesville, Williamsburg at Leslie County, Morgan County at Jenkins, Johnson Central is at Henry Clay, Fletcher Central at Hazard, McGoffin and East Ridge, Belfry, Bryan Station, East Carter, and Betsy Lane, and then Floyd Central on the road at Breathitt County. We'll have the Floyd Central game
Who you
as
got?
our WMDJ Appalachian Wireless game of the week.
Who you got in that game?
Floyd Central.
Of course you do.
I'm not being hey, judging on scores, judging what I've seen, I think they go down there and win this game. Is it a shutout? No. Is it a running clock? I don't think so. I think Breathitt being at home, being in the Honey Bowl is a little bit different. None of these kids have been there.
Right.
None of these kids have played at Breathitt County. It's
No.
a different kind of place to play a football game.
I don't think going to Breathitt County is as intimidating as it once was. But like you said, it's no easy place to go.
It's been suggested that we should take the Jackson exit on the Mountain Parkway because that's the exit that Coach Chapman took his players to Pike Central. That would work out. It's the John Chapman turnoff there. It's unofficially marked the John Chapman turnoff. I can say that stuff now because I have not to worry about it now. Used to you had to watch what you said. I don't have to worry about it now. That's pretty good stuff. Tell Byron he looks like a Mongo from Blazing Saddles.
Is that Brady Martin?
No, I can't. I'll tell you who it is in a minute.
Okay.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate everything going on. We're almost out of time. UK football, real quick. I told you there was something that bothered me. Stoops says he's going to lean on 6 freshmen to play a lot of minutes. Why is it every year in UK football we're playing freshmen? Every year. You're never going to beat Tennessee, Florida, or Georgia. You're never going to beat them or contend if you're always leaning on freshmen. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. I think you're right. But here's my other question is the recruiting classes getting so much better that they have to play?
That's what they spin. That's the spin story is,
I mean,
we get better recruits every year.
Oh,
They're
well-
going to be better than the guys we had. But,
well, you can look at last year at Benny Snell Jr.
and that was the example that Stoops leaned on. He
Right.
said, look at Benny Snell forced us to play him. Look how he turned out. So
Right.
use him as an example. I don't think all these kids are going to be like Benny Snell
Well, I
Jr.
mean, you ain't going to run into 6 Benny Snell Juniors,
No,
but you might run into 2, maybe 3.
maybe.
But, I mean, if that's what he's banking on, then that just means he's getting better players all the time. And if that continues, then maybe you'll see more contention, more confidence in the contention for it.
Stephen Johnson starting quarterback. I like that.
I do too.
I'm glad they didn't try
I
to
think
upset this with Drew Barker.
I think once he come in last year and took over, to me, that team turned around.
Yeah.
I mean, Barker was, he's an accurate guy, but Johnson was the play guy. He can make something out of nothing. He threw a really good deep ball. The only real problem I've seen with him, that 10 to 15-yard ball, he struggled with the games I've seen him. But I think he's your guy.
All right. I think he's your guy, too. As Josh told us last week, Josh got to see a lot of games in person. And he told us, he said, hey, Johnson can sling the deep ball, can't do the little things, the short passing game. That's got to work out better for them. I saw 2 games last year in person. I got to agree.
Yeah,
I got to agree.
I watched most of them on TV, but like we said, the Commonwealth Stadium is not Bryson-proof.
No, that's why you're staying at home, big guy. There you go.
But
Hurricane Bryson keeps you at home, son. All right.
Hey, I wouldn't take nothing for him, though.
It's a 4:00 game on Saturday. Heck no, wouldn't take nothing for him. UK a 10.5-point favorite. Do they cover the spread on the road?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I think so.
And they cover.
I think at least 2 touchdowns.
EKU at UK next week. That's the home opener at the stadium, formerly known as Commonwealth. And then UK goes to South Carolina on the 16th, and then it's Florida time. So we'll not look ahead too far.
No.
Let's not look ahead too hard. Let's enjoy the Cats for what they are in football coming up on Saturday. That's going to be it for us. That's all the time we got here tonight. We appreciate all those who hit the comments tonight. 1 through 4, pick a number real quick. 1 through 4. 2, that would be, I think, Reggie Scott. Reggie Scott, you got yourself a bobblehead. So congratulations to Reggie Scott. You got yourself a bobblehead. The Billy Hamilton bobblehead is yours. Reggie, come by the station. It is waiting on you. Yes. There you go. Glad he's catching the ball instead of trying to hit because he can't hit with a leg.
That's why they put a bobblehead in the field.
Well, look, but there's it's mocked after this. We get that on camera? Yeah, it's mocked after this one. Not bad. We can even zoom in here a little bit. Well, down. There we go. All right. So you see that, and then you see this, and yeah, not bad. Billy Hamilton.
I mean, you look at that. They do Billy Hamilton. He's fielding the ball. Well, that Adam Duvall, he's hitting the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
got them what they can do.
So,
there you go. So congratulations, Reggie Scott. You are the bobblehead winner this evening. That's it for us, the WMDJ Ball Hogs. We'll be back here on Labor Day Monday. We'll do this again on Monday. Josh hopefully will be here with us too.
Miss
Josh tonight.
The three amigos again.
Yes, we'll have him here hopefully.
So.
Miss Josh tonight. For Byron Hall, I'm Jamie Johnson. We'll see you at the field, Breathitt County, Floyd Central on Friday night, and back in here on Monday, Labor Day. Thank you for watching.